The recent history of Chelsea Football Club is a study in abrupt, almost violent, pendulum swings, betweens, and brilliance. Serious? It was not long ago that the around Stamford Bridge felt tick with frustration. Palpable sense of a club still searching for its identity amidst a massive overhaul of personnel and philosophy. We all watched as the season began, with a series of stuttering results. Where the talent was evident, yes, but the discipline, and the necessary steel to close out matches were conspicuously absent. The narrative was quickly written, and not a campaign of false dance, punctuated by poor decision-making on the pitch and a worrying lack of consistency. They found themselves, almost inexplicably, in what the media quickly dubbed a mini-crisis. During just why the query across fünf critical fixtures. The nadir felt like a truly comprehensive defeat against Brighton, a result that did not just them to expose a fundamental frailty within Enzo Maresca's nascent system. The question on every pundit's lips was simple and damning. Hey, what exactly is this Chelsea team, and when will the theoretical potential translate into tangible results? Yet, the most fascinating aspect of football is its capacity for sudden, radical change, and it is precisely this rapid, almost overnight transformation that has made the current Chelsea story so compelling. Off on the current Chelsea story seems so forgettable foreigner is it gets under the very same manager. The team that looked disjointed and confused is now operating with the precision of a well-oiled machine. Key summer acquisitions have suddenly found their formidable form, climbing the league table with a Rottle's efficiency the view for a loo. They no longer look like a team reeling from recent struggles. Instead, they are beginning to resemble the powerful, relentless unit that recently conquered the Club World Cup. Satsa! The fundamental question must be addressed. What seismic shift occurred within the squad and the tactical blueprint of faceted dramatic reversal of fortune, positioning them to gain new Stone, the remaining rivals in the Premier League. It is crucial to look back and understand that their season did not commence with abject failure. In fact, Maresca's side demonstrated clear moments of quality early. The initial league performance, a goalless short against Crystal Palace, prized some cautious optimism despite the scorer line, especially considering the fine margins of the game. The subsequent fixture against West Ham was where the blueprint for the season was truly unveiled. A 5-star performance that served as a loud, definitive indicator of the team's potency. New signings, such as the dynamic João Pedro, steadily integrated and impressed. For the midfield partnership of Enzo Fernandez and Moyes. Moyes' case at a blend of control and aggression that suggested they could stand 2-2 with an excellent central duo in the world. Victories followed, including a solid win against Fulham and a hard-to-draw away at Brentford for the first draw crucible of the season. They've returned to the Champions League after season haters. The clash against European giants Bayern Munich, the Club World Cup champions faking, and of the continent's perennial powerhouse was less about the result and more about a measure of performance. It was the yardstick by which Maresca's progress will be tested. Yes, so. The team certainly delivered a performance demonstrating tactical maturity ultimately fell short due to lapsing and perseverance despite Cola Palmer's effort to pull a goal back. Bayern's quality and clinical finishing epitomizing con sealed the win. This defeat, however, highlighted a critical, recurring team. While Chelsea are technically and ethically competitive, they lack the season experience required to manage the pivotal moments in high-stakes encounters. This easy of management and discipline metastases in their next Premier League game against a struggling Manchester United side. Chelsea entered the match as clear favorites, but this particular game became the devastating proof of a core flaw-witten Mariscus initial tactical problem that Votians endem releness. And them Rose. Just 5 minutes into the contest, Robert Sanchez's reckless challenge led to a needle's red card, instantly annihilating the manager's carefully constructed game plan. But the subsequent substitutions were a desperate measure, sacrificing the pace and dynamism of Ike Hestevo and Pedro Neto for defensive solidity, changing the system to a back fun that the team struggled to adapt to. The loss that followed it was not merely an experiential defeat like the Bayern game. It was a consequence of avoidable individuals, and yet it got worse. The return fixture against Brighton brought a grim sense of déjà vu, where Will cruising with a 1-goal lead and not an inexplicable red card. This time for Trevo, so the team completely loses its collective composure, ceding to a quick cascade of goals that ensue a dismal Diaz single decimal date use. Maresca, analyzing the repeated pattern of self-sabotage, must have arrived at a clear, inescapable conclusion. If his young cycle simply eliminates his recurring Nadel's acts of indiscretion, they possess the talent to rapidly jet back on track. Sets the talentum te. This insight became the foundation for the pivotal turnaround, heading into the monumental clash at Stamford Bridge against the defending league champions, Liverpool. The mandate was unexplicable. Funded, garden, see, has and deliver and sustain it 60 minutes. Oh, sustain it 60-minute performance. The outcome was a timely, resounding answer to their critics. Chelsea dominate from the opening whistle, showcasing the aggressive, assertive football the fans had been disparately craving. Was a telly assessday. Time. Moises Caicedo delivered a moment of individual brilliance, opening the scoring with a superb long range of thought that validates the dominance. Even when Liverpool found an equalizer in the second half following an injury that momentarily disrupted the defensive shape, Chelsea's heads did not. Chelsea's heads not drop. The presser was relentless, with Enzo Fernandez and Jamie Bino Gittins forking stoning saves from the Liverpool goalkeeper, before Estevao provided the electrifying moment that lifted the roof of the bridge, securing the Reds, securing to serve up victory. The Liverpool win was not just dry, but was a profound declaration. It demonstrates that this Chelsea side, when focused and disciplined, could genuinely compete and even overcome the best in the league. Guy Damanda. The newfound consistency was initially carried forward, exemplary focused, in the Nottingham forced and a dominant forced and a dominant fourth the one dismantling of Ajax in the Champions League. However, the youthful volatility quickly res vorforset against newly promote Sunderland, Despite attacking an early lead, Maracas suffered from another systemic fluff. The inability to definitively kill a game off. The possession and shoots on target were overwhelmingly in their favour, yet they allowed Sunderland to equalise. And 10. In stoppage time, install on unders equalise. And then, in stoppage time to snatch an understats. This painful loss served another dumber sustain in the ruthlessness require at the top level. The deafening moment that signaled true progress came during the subsequent London derby against Spurs. After the momentary setback, the pressers to deliver a consistent, matter performance was immense. The version of Chelsea attack shoved up in North London was decisive, defending resolutely and securing a pricklies 1-0 victory. Hey, Sena, na, Setvad, the Sena go. So, Joe, go. Go. They demonstrated the ability to grind out a result, to hang on and see a tuck game out, and maturity that had been sorely lacking early in the season. With momentum now rediscovered, the team faced relegation, Drayton Drowis. And this time, Mariska's side were emphatic. A dominant second half. But woman secured 3 goals and Dre performance, catapultingly, strong, leak, standing. Sättameng, you say. The same say. The positives from this recent surge run deeper than just the league position. Players like Leandro Garnacho are finally demonstrating their suitability for the system, while Joe Pedro has rediscovered his goal. Joe for disco scoring touch. Most importantly, despite a crippling list of long-term injuries to key defenders and the temporary absence of star players like Koolstoikola, Palmer, Sof, says against Raisin, has Frimas, 1 minute, uncompromised. Here's a 7 changes to the starting lineup this season. The most in Insteel League illustrate a relentless desire to keep his team unpredictable, challenging them to adapt instantly. To different Gonzagua at day. Meaning. This points to a team fundamentally in transition, but one that has decisively proven since stand 2-2 with an epsilon opponent. The remaining question, 10, is whether this highly strong, yet immensely talented young squad has the mental and physical stamina to sustain this newfound consistency throughout what is certain to be a long and arduous scampi. Turn away. Or, if the demons of a relentless schedule will even too early allow fatigue to undermine their spectacular, sudden rise.